With us this morning to tell us all about it. Chris, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm great. And my 3.5-year-old son is going to flip out when he realizes that I'm talking with Captain America himself this morning. But you're actually going to talk about this newest project, A Starting Point. I went to the website. It's so easy to navigate, and it's something you've been working on since 2017. So kind of break it down for us, this latest passion, and explain what it's about.
Sure. Well, the ultimate goal is to create more participation. And I think one of the things that stifles participation is the fact that politics is a daunting landscape. It's overwhelming. And for people who are trying to find their initial acclimation to the world, we hope to help demystify some of these issues and get people familiar with basic policy phrases and the positions of certain elected officials.
So it sounds like one of the next steps is to get students involved by, partnering with the Close Up Foundation. Tell us how you plan to do that.
Sure. Well, yeah, we partnered with Close Up. They're a fantastic organization. DC loves them. They've been doing it a long time, and they're much better at us than us, rather. So we kind of are just learning from them. Obviously, the conventions are next week. So at the end of each day of conventions, 4 days of the RNC, 4 days of the DNC, we're going to be sitting down with certain elected officials over Zoom, of course, socially distanced, and asking them questions that were cultivated by, curated rather, by the Close Up Foundation and some of these really, really bright young people across the country.
Chris, I feel like when you deal with politics, there are a lot of long-winded answers and things just get lost in the weeds. But this is actually a place you can go. Most of the responses under a minute, but you do now have to deal with Washington. What's the difference dealing with Washington versus Hollywood and having people explain things in really just a simple way?
Sure. Well, the minute time limit was designed for the dwindling attention span of the average person, which I'm a part of. I don't mean to disparage anyone else. But DC has been great. I think this can be a really symbiotic exchange. I think the elected officials benefit. I think the electorate benefits. So now we just need to try and keep motivating the participation. But yeah, DC was, to me, I felt pretty comfortable there. Hollywood can be intimidating because people expect something out of you. No one expected anything out of me in DC. So when expectations are low, I thrive.
Speaking of Hollywood, it was just announced, we have to get this in, that you're going to be starring in Netflix's new espionage thriller. It's called The Gray Man, alongside Ryan Gosling. Right. Do the two of you know each other, or did you?
No, I've never actually met him.
Wow.
But I have enormous respect. Come on, he's one of the best actors working today.
Hello, of course.
Well, of course, we're wondering, is this another role that requires getting in shape? Have you been able to just kind of use quarantine to your advantage?
Well, I've certainly been using quarantine to get in shape. There's nothing else to do. But I don't know if this role necessarily requires a very buff physique.
Fair enough. Okay, so before we let you go, we have to ask you about your dog, Dodger. He just had hip surgery. Is that right? How's he doing?
He's doing too well. There's supposed to be a 6-week recovery. After 1 week, he was ready to go, flying around the house. And that's been the biggest challenge, trying to get him to stay calm and not overexert himself. But the doctor did a phenomenal job, and he's recovering incredibly quickly. And hopefully in the next couple of weeks, he'll be flying around like he did 5-6 years ago.
Well, he's so cute. We wish him a speedy recovery. And it is very hard to keep a dog still. Chris, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, guys.
Just ahead in Overheard on Third, Chanel.